I tested hundreds of indicators in my trading career, and I discovered that some work better than others. So that is why in this video, I will reveal the top 5 high win rate trading strategies that will significantly increase your chances of profit. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. Number 5, we have the alligator indicator. So this is how my version of the strategy works. If you are using the original alligator strategy, you would wait for all 3 lines to cross over and then take a position. This is actually the worst way of using the alligator strategy, because if you waited for all 3 lines to cross over, you would have entered in late and missed the trend already. So instead of waiting for all 3 lines to cross over, I would instead wait for the green line to cross over the purple line. So if the green line crosses above the purple line, you take a buy position. Notice how by only waiting for the green line to cross over the purple line, it gave an earlier entry signal compared to if you waited for all 3 lines to cross over. And now for our exit strategy. So let's say you took a buy position here. So you want to close your trade once a candle closes below the purple line. If a candle closes below the purple line like this, you close your position. If you want a more in-depth explanation about the strategy, you can check out my alligator strategy video. But for now, let's move on. Number 4, we have the 200 EMA. This indicator is a very simple to use indicator, but it can show you the most important data when trading, which is the long-term trend. You always want to trade within the direction of the long-term trend, because trading against a trend is not a good idea. The 200 EMA is often used by combining it with other indicators, and it can automatically increase its win rate. Let me give you an example. If you're just trading using the MACD indicator alone, it will give you a win rate of around 35 to 40%. But if you combine it with the 200 EMA, it will automatically increase its win rate to around 45 to 48%. And it also works with other indicators as well, like the Parabolic SAR. If you're trading only using the Parabolic SAR, it will give you a very low win rate of around 38%. But if you added the 200 EMA, it can boost that win rate to around 45%. So my point is, if you're trading using any indicator, adding the 200 EMA will significantly increase your win rate. And the way you combine the 200 EMA with other indicator is very simple. If the price is above the 200 EMA, you only take buy positions. And if the price is below the 200 EMA, you only take sell positions. So that's how you combine any indicator with the 200 EMA. Now, let's move on. Heading over to number 3, we have the RSI indicator. The reason on why I think this should be in the top 5 is because the indicator can be used in many ways, and all of them give accurate signals. You can use the RSI to detect overbought and oversold levels on the market, and you can also use it as a trend indicator as well. If you're using the RSI as an overbought and oversold indicator, you need to wait for key levels first. For example, an RSI that displays oversold doesn't mean anything. However, an RSI that displays oversold while the price is on a key support level is a much more accurate signal. And you can also use the RSI as a trend indicator. And the way you do that is by changing the settings of the RSI indicator and make it both 50. Now, you have a single line in the middle. If the RSI crosses above the line, you take a buy position. And if the RSI crosses below the line, you take a sell position. I did a more in-depth explanation about this strategy in my RSI video, but for now, let's move on. On to our second place, we have the MACD indicator. This indicator is very easy to use, and it is famous for having one of the highest win rates out of all the other indicators. A famous strategy using the MACD indicator is the MACD divergence. I made a backtest video where I traded the MACD divergence 100 times, and to summarize, I got a 47% win rate out of 100 trades, and I ended up making a decent amount of profit. So that is why I recommend this strategy. Another profitable strategy using the MACD is by combining it with a 200 EMA. This is also a famous strategy that is proven to have around 47% win rate. How the strategy works is very simple. Basically, if the MACD is below the histogram and the blue line crosses above the orange line while the price is above the 200 EMA, you take a buy position. It's the same for short positions as well. If the MACD is above the histogram and the blue line crosses below the orange line while the price is below the 200 EMA, you take a sell position. So because of the simplicity and the effectiveness of the indicator, the MACD definitely deserves to be on the list. Moving on to number 1. The best Forex indicator, in my opinion, has to be the ATR indicator. Despite the simplicity of the indicator for having a single line, this line is actually a really powerful tool that can predict the market. Let me give you a quick explanation on how this works. So, if the ATR is low, it means that the volatility of the market is low. Therefore, there's going to be less price movement, meaning that the market is flat. And if the ATR is high, it means that the volatility of the market is high. Therefore, there's going to be bigger price movements. This is actually good for us traders because big profits are made when the price is making big movements. And guess what? Using the ATR indicator, we can predict exactly when the volatility is starting to rise. Therefore, we can predict when a big price movement is coming and take advantage of it. I did a more in-depth explanation about this strategy in my ATR video. Moving on, you can also use the ATR to determine the best place to put your stop loss and take profit. Let me explain to you why this is very important. So, let's say every trade you put your stop loss at 15 pips. So, you'll close your position every time a trade reaches a loss of 15 pips. This is actually a really bad idea. Because remember, different markets have different levels of volatility. So, if a market has a high volatility level and you only put a 15 pip stop loss, it will most likely get hit and you will get stopped out early. That is why you need to optimize your stop loss based on the volatility of the market. And an easy way of doing that is by using an indicator called the ATR trailing stop loss. This indicator is based on the ATR and it can adjust your stop loss based on the volatility of the market so that you don't get stopped out early. Because of the usefulness of this indicator, I gave it the number 1 spot. To summarize the video, number 5, we have the alligator indicator because it can detect trends while also give early entry and exit signals. Number 4, we have the 200 EMA because it can show the overall trend on the market and increase the win rate of any indicator. Number 3, we have the RSI because it can be used as an overbought and oversold indicator and also a trend indicator. Number 2, we have the MACD indicator because it's very simple to use and is famous for having a high win rate. And number 1, we have the ATR because it can predict when a price breakout is coming and give you the best place to set your stop loss. So, I just showed you the top 5 trading indicators that you can use right now and make a profit. And all I ask for in return is for you to invest 2 seconds of your time into liking the video and subscribe to the channel. It literally takes only 2 clicks, but it means so much to me. And you can also check out my other videos as well. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.